Welcome everyone. So, I'm gonna be covering Raikou. Okay, so first things first, the typing. I understand this might seem weird to a lot of people. The main reason is because the other two have very fitting dual types in ground and ice. And so I figured it's kind of strange to have Raikou be single typed. Raikou. I think Raikou is proper. It's kind of strange to have it be pure typed. And also, I think that strong jaw stab crunch is just really cool. Those are the two main reasons. And then as for logically why it makes sense, I mean, it's not like the most fitting typing, of course. I'm not trying to claim that it should be Electric Dark in the video games, but if you want to make some reaches, he carries like rain clouds and you could argue that like these rain clouds like bring darkness or something, like like shadow or whatever, like a cloudy day, he has that rain cloud on his back. It's a reach, he has the black stripes. It's a big reach, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it kind of fits a little bit. But the main reason is just because the other two have a dual typing, and I felt very it just didn't look right with Raikou as pure electric. It really didn't look right. And it's a cool ass typing. It gives a great dual stab, really good dual stab coverage. And then again, strong jaw crunch is incredibly strong, as well as all the other strong jaw moves, which I'll get into in a second. But I don't know. I thought it was super cool. I acknowledge it's a reach, so if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you other than I'm sorry, but that's what it is. I think it's really cool, so if you can get over the fact that it's a little bit funky, a little bit of a weird change, I think it's pretty cool nonetheless. So yeah, that's Raikou's typing explained. Obviously the other two are much more self-explanatory, but they are great typings, and I'll get into those for their individual videos, but this is about Raikou. So Raikou does have the ability Drizzle now. So also something I need to preface before I talk is that legendaries in this hack are intended to be used. You can catch basically all of them from like late Ula Ula Island until like early Pony Island, with like 12 legendaries being unusable. I'm not going to waste time listing all of them, but there's like the vast majority of legendaries are balanced and used with the fact that you can use them in mind. Maybe if you had a full team of them, it might be kind of excessive, but 2 or 3 of them, it's fine. I mean, they're great mons, but they're not anything crazy in this grand scheme of this hack and the power levels in this hack. They aren't really broken at all. They're just strong, cool, balanced, usable Pokemon. So yeah, they're just totally like I would totally like I know some people are like, oh, I don't use legendaries. Like, no, this hack is totally balanced. Like, but the fact that you can, catch a few legendaries once you get to the ultra wormholes and the island scans and shit, and catch some cool legendaries and use them, because I think they're really cool mons. And these guys are no exception. But specifically focusing on Raikou, he is a mixed attacker. Also, yes, the logic for Drizzle. So Drizzle's a very obvious fitting ability. It literally says that he carries rain clouds. And he quite literally has a rain cloud on his back, so I think it's perfectly fitting. And it's really cool. It's unique in that it is an electric type with Drizzle. I considered Zapdos. I'm pretty sure Zapdos. I gave it like Lightning Rod and Garden Gale, right? Yeah. So I considered it on Zapdos, but I think it fits Raikou much more, given that he literally has a rain cloud. And I like how all 3 of them have other abilities now, because they are like, they literally have clouds on their back, all of them. Like Entei has cloud, and Suicune has a cloud, or Aurora, Veil, whatever. We'll get to that when we get to it, but I am going to upload all 3 of these videos at the same time, so you can watch all 3 at your own leisure. So yeah, all right, that's the explanation of the typing and the abilities. And Strongjaw is obvious. I mean, look at those teeth. He has these giant saber teeth. I think it's really cool. And these 2 abilities kind of encourage both special or physical sets, because Drizzle has access to, of course, Thunder. Okay, Stab Thunder. 120 base power, 85% accuracy, turns it to 100. Same for Hurricane, only it's not Stab. Hurricane fits very well, given that, again, they are this rain cloud carrying beast. So I think Hurricane fits all these other wind moves like Tailwind and stuff, fits Icy Wind, etc. Because of that, the fact that they carry rain clouds and lets it fire thunderbolts at will and stuff. Super fucking sick. I mean, he's extremely fast. He is the fastest of the 3 of them, but he's also the frailest. The other 2 are actually very tanky because of their abilities, and they just have better bulk. So Raikou is by far the frailest and the least defensive, but he is also the fastest, and technically he's actually weak in terms of like the other 2 actually. Well, he's just as strong as Suicune's special attack, but we'll get into that when we get to it. But he's extremely powerful. Okay, Drizzle's really awesome. You get Thunder and Hurricane, and then you also get Scald and Weather Ball. So Raikou actually learned Scald by TM Enginate, if you guys don't know. So I put Scald there. Obviously, I left it on. And then he also has Weather Ball, which is 90 base power in this hack, so it is nerfed, quote-unquote, but because it's earlier on and because Weather is so much more common, and most importantly, because I gave Weather Ball to like every fucking Pokemon that's special attacking. So it would be kind of broken if it was 100 base power and boosted in the sun and stuff, so, and the rain. So it's 90 base power. However, it does have a 50% chance to drop Spadef now, so you could argue it's actually buffed, despite the power drop. Again, it's on every mon, but it's really cool on these guys. You know, at Drizzle, you get instant 90 base power Weather Ball, or you get 75 base power Scald. Weather Ball has a 50% chance to dot Spadef, versus Scald has a 30% chance to burn, so you're kind of picking between those two. Depending on the situation, you can always reteach either of them instantly as a TM. So yeah, you have water moves right there, and you have Hurricane and Thunder, and then for you can run Dark Stab, Dark Pulsar, Twilight Cannon, and Night Days. So that's really awesome stuff. That's a great Drizzle set. So Drizzle sets are mostly specially oriented, while Strong Draw sets are mostly physically oriented. So you do have equal in both of your offenses. I think that having equal mixed attacking sets fits very well for his design with those claws and those teeth, but also being a literal deity of the rain and thunder. So I think having good special attack and attack fits really nicely for the design. And then again, 136 speed is a given because all three of the legendary beasts are very fast. Like canonically, they are just fast Pokemon. Like it literally says like he sweeps across the land and stuff. So I think him being extremely fast is really awesome. So if you check out the speed tier guide, he actually outspeeds. I gave them like really good speed tiers. I gave them 1 speed over the crowded speed tiers. So in Raikou's case, he outspeeds the 135s. In Suicune's case, they outspeed the 115s. But we'll talk about the other ones in their own videos. I don't want to waste time on this one talking about them. Yeah, again, I do acknowledge the typing is kind of weird. I know a lot of people get put off by Luxray, let alone Raikou. People be like, "What the fuck is not everything needs to be dual typed?" Look, I agree in most cases, but I think it's kind of anti-soul to have these two be very fitting dual types. Again, very fitting. I mean, these two actually low-key should be dual type in my opinion. And then Raikou is kind of just left there. You could argue electric flying, but once you realize that flying isn't just wind, it's also the fact that he has to fly. It becomes extremely cursed because this motherfucker should not be immune to Earthquake. And then Electric Normal doesn't make any sense as legendary. Only other argument you could make would be Electric Fairy. And that's actually not a terrible argument, but I think that Dark fits a lot more given the design, given his appearance, given the fact that rain clouds can be dark, or like, he sends shockwaves and he scares things, whatever. Also, yeah, here it says he embodies the speed of lightning, so I think the extremely fast speed also fits. They're just super strong. I mean, 117 offenses, Electric Dark Dual Stab, Drizzle Strong Jaw, 136 speed, just a really fast and strong mon. As for Strong Jaw, again, you do have equal offenses. So Strong Jaw, you do have Stab Crunch and Stab Thunderfang. Crunch is 85 base power and it becomes 128 base power, while Stab Thunderfang becomes 112, 75 times 1.5 is 112, right? Yeah, 112.5, 113. So you have 128 and 113 base power stab moves, and then you have, for coverage, you have 128 base power Psychic Fangs, as well as Fire Fang, Ice Fang, and Poison Fang. Ice Fang is incredible. Ice Fang, obviously we all know that Bolt Beam is great coverage, so, having that ice coverage on top of your electric stab is incredible. Drizzle sets can technically run Blizzard if you need special ice coverage, but it's not the greatest. It's strong. No, what am I saying? It's great. It's 120 base power, 85% accurate, so that's pretty solid. I opted not to give them Ice Beam, but I think Blizzard fits, because of the fact that they're like this weather-esque related Pokemon. I think it fits nicely. They also have tons of other good coverage. You got Dazzling Gleam, Close Combat, Focus Blast. Close Combat on Raikou and Entei logically fits because shit like Arcanine learned it, so why not Raikou and Entei? Yeah, just lots of, you got Lunge, First Impression, U-Turn, Volt Switch, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Aura Sphere, which they learned by event anyways, so Aura Sphere isn't a weird move. Flash Cannon, just tons of awesome moves here. You also have amazing setup in Nasty Plots, Swords Dance, and Calm Mind. Also, yes, all three of them do have a speed HP decrease. They have still solid and above average base 80 HP because HP is based a little bit more on size now. Not always, but it's more based on size. I mean, it gets a little bit more consistent with the size of that Pokemon, and I also just needed base stat total points. So, yeah, same reason why their special defense is decreased to match the defense. So again, they are the frailest of the three, but they are also the fastest by far. So that's kind of a balancing thing. It's fair. Also Jagged Fangs I didn't mention. So you have Jagged Fangs and Psychic Fangs and Crunch. Those are your 85 base power Fangs, and of course Crunch is Stab. And then you have Fire Fang, Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, and Poison Fang, with Thunder Fang being Stab on that side. So those are all great moves. So you have Rock, Psychic, Fire, Ice, and Poison coverage with Strong Jaw, and you have Dual Stab with Strong Jaw. So Strong Jaw is great. And then of course special you have great coverage, Aura Sphere, Psychic, Energy Ball, all kinds of awesome stuff, all right? Not to mention your Electric Dark Dual Stab is very, very solid in terms of type coverage, so it's just a really good offensive Pokemon. Again, these will be late game once you get to the Ultra Wormholes, so, you only have... Basically, you could use all of these legendaries for Ultra Necrozma technically. All of Mina's Trial, meaning all of the boss fights at Mina's Trial. Totem Bombi, Hapu, Gladion, all of the Victory Road, Mount Hokulani type thing, all of the League, including the Champion, and then all of the vast post game with Rainbow Rocket and Battle Tree and stuff. So you can get a lot of usage out of them, despite them being late game. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's not too much to talk about. Great Drizzle sets with Hurricane and all that shit. I think Drizzle is extremely fitting, and I think Strongjaw is also extremely fitting, and I think that the Electric Dark dual stab with Strongjaw kind of justifies the typing just because it's really cool. And again, the other two are dual types, so I hope that doesn't bother too many people. I could cover their nitty-gritty other move choices, so I will really quickly. I may as well. Again, setup, Nasty Plot Swords Dance is incredible, Calm Mind's incredible. You do have, so I'm just going to cover their level up moves, and then I'll be done, I think. Also, yeah, utility like Parting Shot, really, really fast Parting Shot is nice. Yeah, so, and again, you also do have physical coverage like Play Rough, Takedown, that kind of stuff, so that's good, on top of the Fangs and stuff. So, level up. Thundershock is a 40 base power move that always paralyzes. Also, something to mention is that if you are new here, first of all, the power levels in this hack are very high, so you can check all these changes out for yourself in the description. Also, the vast majority of moves are changed in some regard, and there are also 120 custom new moves and 11 moves that were taken from Legends Arceus and Sword and Shield and also reworked. It's just the names were taken mostly, besides a couple, which I actually did keep intact, like Skitter Smack or something, but most of them were just the name was borrowed and then I changed the effect massively, so they're basically new moves anyways. But yeah, tons of new moves in terms of names, and there's also every move is like reworked or changed in some way for the most part. You know, slightly buffed, slightly nerfed, whatever it may be. And again, you can check all of these changes for yourself in the description below is my point. You can easily see all of this in the description. There is a link to the Google Sheets, and you can check it all out yourself. So yeah, back on topic, Thundershock, solid move. I mean, it's mostly for early game mons, but it is good because it always paralyzes, so it's like 40 base power always paralyzes. You have Night Burst and Spark for priority, and Shockwave. So Shockwave is via tutor, Spark is via level up. Those are physical and special versions of each other. They are 55 base power plus 2 priority moves, while Night Burst is 50 base power plus 1 priority. Although, again, you don't really need priority on Raikou. It's really fast on its own, but it still might be useful to have every once in a while for specific fights. You know, maybe you want to run Burst Impression or something for a fight. You know, if there's a mon that's like weak to bug or like any mon that's weak to bug that's faster than you or something. You never know. It's nice to have as a TM option. But yeah, back to leveled up. Dismal Cry, 60 base power. It's 60 base power. It always drops special attack by 1, so it's essentially Snarl but slightly better. And Pursuit is there, but you're not really going to be running that. It's mostly for trainers maybe, and just for flavor, of course. Actual important stuff, right? So you have Recharge and Parabolic Charge. Those are great moves. You aren't the bulkiest, so Recharge isn't the best, but Recharge would be good for like a Calm Mind set, for example. Recharge heals you by 1/3 HP. However, it also boosts the power of your next electric attack by double, like Charge does, of course. So essentially, your next electric attack will be dealing 3 times damage when you consider stab. So triple damage on your next electric move on top of healing 1/3 of your HP. So that's great with Calm Mind sets. So you can Calm Mind and you can Recharge and you can blast them with a Parabolic Charge at +1 special attack and a Charge boost. You're hitting extremely hard with Parabolic Charge, and then you can heal. Parabolic Charge is 70 base power, you know, so it's almost electric type Giga Drain, slightly weaker just for balancing reasons. But yeah, Leer, Scary Face are good utility. That's -2 defense, -1 attack and speed respectively. Strange Impulse also good utility, -2 special attack. That's great because it's fast, so that's really one of the best ones you have. Discharge is there. It's slightly weaker than Thunderbolt. It's 85 base power as opposed to 90. However, it has triple the chance to paralyze than Thunderbolt does. So definitely worth considering if you want that. Extreme Speed is kind of niche, but it could be a good on like a Swords Dance set or something. If you don't need the Fangs for coverage, but you're most likely. The good thing also about the Strongjaw sets and the Drizzle sets is that in this hack you do have access to infinite usability capsules, and you do have access to infinite and instantaneous EV training items. So you can easily customize your set. So say one boss fight, okay, Drizzle, Raikou, okay, let me teach the Hurricane TM, let me teach the Thunder TM, let me teach Weather Ball or Scald. Boom, now you're set, and then the last move can be whatever you need it to be. Or you don't even always need those 3 moves. You could only need one of those moves for a specific fight. Again, if you are using the docs to tailor your movesets, and that's great. But regardless, you could still switch between all your good moves via TM. Basically, most of your important moves are TM. Of course, there's also really strong ones by level up, especially Crunch and Jagged Fangs and the really powerful stab moves later on. But nonetheless, it's still really versatile because you can switch between special Drizzle sets or physical Strongjaw sets. So that's really awesome. Switching between those really is really great, and of course you can EV train. Okay, let me run a physical set this fight. Okay, next fight, let me use this berry, and now I'm running a special set. Simple as that. So that's awesome. Yeah, Night Slash Laceration. Those are reworked quick moves. You can go check those out on the sheet if you're new here, but I'm not gonna waste time talking about them. They're good, but you're gonna want crunch on physical sets. So, you have Electro Ball and Zing Zap. Those both boost your speed by 1. Electro Ball is very powerful. You are incredibly fast on your own, but you might run over a bulky set one game, or you might just need to outspeed something that's faster. So running those moves is good to get that +1 speed boost. Zing Zap 85 base power, 90% accurate. So Zing Zap is a lot stronger than Electro Ball is, but it's also inaccurate. So yeah, Z Roar is awesome. Z Roar gives you a free +2 attack boost because Roar is reworked. Same with Whirlwind. Roar and Whirlwind both give a plus. Well, I should probably give Suicune Whirlwind, shouldn't I? At what level was these guys? 46? Yeah, let's do that real quick. 42, 44, 46 Whirlwind. I like how they all now get a switch move. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. All right, back on topic. I'll talk about Suicune when I get there. Let me make sure I don't forget to put that in the files. They'll open up their things so I don't forget. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, there's not too much else to talk about anyways. I mean, I think I touched on everything. I'll just talk about the strong stab moves. So yeah, Roar is reworked. It's priority, but it only has 1 PP, so that's great. Really good option to phase Pokemon out. Night Daze and Twilight Cannon are just stronger versions of Dark Pulse, but with downsides. So Night Daze is 5%, 95% accurate, 100 base power, as opposed to Dark Pulse is 85 base power, 100% accuracy. So Dark Pulse is more consistent, but Night Daze is a bit stronger. Twilight Cannon is incredibly strong, 150 base power move that actually uses your highest attacking stat to deal damage. So it's a 150 base power move, and it drops your attack and special attack by -2. Reason being, it uses either your attack or special attack stat, depending on which one is higher at that time. So depending on your EVs, your IVs, and your nature, you'll be getting physical or Twilight. Physical or special Twilight Cannon is pretty easy to control which one you get. So that's great on both physical and special sets. Then you have Zap Cannon for special sets, which is the same thing, but electric type, and you know, it works normally. It's like Hyper Beam and stuff. And then you have Volt Tackle and Electro Assault, which are really strong physical moves. Volt Tackle, 125 base power, high paralysis chance, 25% recoil, while Electro Assault has the same recoil. However, it is, instead of having the paralysis chance, it drops your defenses by 1, like Close Combat does, but it's 150 base power. And there are also tons of new moves I made that do that same thing, so you can check out the Google Sheet and you can see them. They're organized into sections for you to look at. So yeah, I think that's honestly about it. All of these moves make a lot of sense, I think. There's a lot of little niche cool things you can run as well, such as like Nature Power could be pretty cool. Although you already have Dazzling Leap of Fairy, Energy Ball for Grass, which is insane coverage, by the way. But Energy Ball's great coverage on it for Drizzle sets. But you have all the coverage you need anyways, but you know, it's still nice. You could run like a, I don't fucking know. It's just there for flavor because all 3 of them get Nature Power. But yeah, like Light Screen's pretty cool. Parting Shot's cool. I think I covered everything offensively already. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there at risk of over talking. I think I've explained these changes pretty well. Again, I wouldn't say apologize, but you know, if you don't like the type change, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, other than I like it a lot, and I think it fits well enough given the circumstances of the other 2 having dual types and the strong jaw. It's grown on me a lot. At first, I was like kind of on the fence, but I really like it now. So hopefully you guys can feel the same way about it. But if not, I respect your opinion. But this is what it is, and this is how it's going to be. So yeah. And yes, to answer your questions, Luxray will still be the dark type. And if you hate that, then I don't know what to tell you. That would actually make sense in my opinion, and I'll get to that when we get to it. But Raikou will not outclass Luxray in any way because Luxray will be much bulkier with Intimidate and also much faster with its other ability, which I won't talk about yet, but you can probably guess what it might be. Not Speed Boost, all right? It's a Speed Boosting ability that isn't Speed Boost, so it's a new ability. It's Volt Rush, man. All right, I'll just say it. It's Volt Rush, so yeah. It's a lot tankier, and I think even slightly physically stronger. I think Luxray has 120 physical attack for some reason, so I'll probably just keep it, or I could drop it and make it more of a mixed attacker. We'll see. We'll see. But point being, those are the only 2 electric darks, and those are also really good dual stabs. They do have a decent amount of common weaknesses. You have basically you just gain it's bug, psychic, bug, fairy, fighting, and ground, I believe, which isn't terrible. And you are very good offensively. So yeah, that's about it. Drizzle Strong Jaw, awesome abilities, very fitting, very cool, strong, fast mixed attacker. So I'm gonna leave it off there and talk about the other ones in the next video. So thanks for listening.